Roux, thank you for joining the Business Spectator.
Pleasure.
Look, let me just start off with the focus of this year's summit really is highlighting on risks and how do we manage risks. Has so far in the discussions that you've been in, what has come to the forefront as the most pervasive risk that's at the forefront of people's mind?
Well, I think it is about risks, and I think it's very important to keep at the forefront of one's consciousness the risks that we face as a nation and that we face internationally, and they range from everything from climate change to pandemics and terrorism and the like. I think one of the things that's come to light to me again is to reinforce the importance of our relationship with Asia. I think there is a risk that taking things for granted you can pay a price for it, and we live in a region where we're surrounded by emerging countries, many of which are much, much bigger than we are, represent a much larger percentage of the world's population than we do, and that I think it's important to realize that they are dynamic countries, growing. We need to be aware of what's happening there. We need to build many strings, connecting them at many levels, from the arts and business, government, and we need to be engaged at many levels with our Asian neighbours. It's really important for our long-term health.
And from the view of climate change, what have you heard so far? I mean, I know we've sort of, we went through a period when climate change really was becoming a part of our broader consciousness and our political consciousness, and now suddenly it's sort of receded again, and there we seem to be in some sort of a limbo. Have you got a sense of what Australia's business leaders and community leaders are saying with regards to where we are when it comes to climate?
Well, I think that just because we get distracted doesn't mean that climate change has gone away. I think the science is still very compelling, and I think it's a matter that we need to address. The sense of urgency does seem to have waned in the last 6 to 12 months, politically because it's been difficult, and at a consumer level because of the global financial crisis. But I think most businesses are shifting towards a green economy. They recognise that if you take a 10, 20-year view, it's inevitable to deal with climate change and to become a much more sustainable, much greener world. I think China's demonstrated through Copenhagen that it's going to be the dominant player in the green economy, and the competition is going to be between the United States and China about who leads the green economy in the next 10 years. And I would put my money on China at the moment. I mean, they're doing an enormous amount. So I think that even though it's dropped from the consciousness and domestic political level, it's not a big issue. I think it remains at forefront of business strategy. Okay.
Look, let's just finish off. How important are summits like this from the point of Australia as a nation, and how important are they for the Australian community and for nation building in general?
Look, I think having conversations is a really important part of any community, whether it's a family, community, business, or a nation, or a global set of nations. Conversations are very important in leading to greater understanding between the parties. And if you don't have that increased understanding, you can get stuck, you can make the wrong decisions. So I think what the ADC does in terms of trying to promote these sorts of meetings is to actually improve decision making, to get people better informed, to think about other people's perspectives, to open up their minds about the sorts of things that other people are thinking about, so that when they're making decisions, they're better informed at doing it.
Roux, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for speaking to me.
Thank you very much.